So picture this, um, a gritty origin story.
Yeah.
Two partners, right? A cop and a police dog.
Yeah.
And they get critically injured in this massive blast. And the only way to save them is to literally combine them.
Right. It's wild.
It is. It's like a superhero origin story meets Frankenstein, but, with a badge and a wagging tail. So today we are doing a deep dive into the heroic evolution of Dogman. And honestly, looking at how a half-dog, half-cop protagonist who sounds like he belongs in a slapstick cartoon actually hides some incredibly profound character development.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's like hiding pureed vegetables in a kid's mac and cheese, you know? You think you're just getting high-speed chases and giant robots and toilet humor.
Oh, yeah, lots of toilet humor.
So much toilet humor, but you're actually ingesting some pretty heavy moral philosophy along the way.
Okay, I do have to push back just a little bit here on the setup, though, because at the center of all this is the main conflict between Dogman and his arch nemesis, Petey the cat.
Right.
And the whole evil animal nemesis thing. I mean, that's a classic trope. So when Petey clones himself to create this little kitten named Lil Petey, I kind of thought, well, usually adding a cute baby sidekick just waters down the villain into like a goofy cartoon dad.
Totally. It happens all the time.
Right. So how does this book avoid that cliche and actually earn its emotional weight without just sounding like a preachy after-school special?
Well, it avoids it by taking that sci-fi cloning trope and turning it into a literal psychological mirror. Like, think about the mechanics of what's happening here.
Okay.
When Petey clones himself, he isn't just getting a cute sidekick to boss around, he's getting a blank slate.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So Lil Petey has the exact same DNA as the original evil mastermind, but he has absolutely none of the trauma or the rejection or the resentment that shaped Petey in the first place.
Oh, wow. So it's basically setting up a literal nature versus nurture experiment right in the middle of a children's comic book.
Precisely. Because Petey has to sit there and watch this innocent carbon copy version of himself experience the world with completely fresh eyes.
Man, that's deep.
It is. And it completely shatters his worldview. I mean, if Lil Petey can choose to be kind and empathetic with the exact same genetic makeup, Petey is forced to ask himself, was I born evil or did the world make me this way?
Wow.
Right? He can't just blame his villainy on his nature anymore. It forces him to really wrestle with his past choices and eventually begin this super painful process of redemption.
For everyone listening, this is such a huge aha moment.
Yeah.
Because you might think reading about a cartoon cat would just be gag after gag.
Right.
But imagine confronting an entirely innocent version of yourself, just watching this little kitten choose to love his enemies while Petey is out there trying to build, evil contraptions.
Exactly.
It makes the contrast so stark. The book takes these deeply human themes, like kindness and what it genuinely means to be quote-unquote good, and grounds them in a scenario that's just utterly absurd.
And the real brilliance is in how the author keeps those heavy themes digestible for the reader. Because if you just had a cat having an existential crisis for 200 pages, kids would check out immediately.
Oh yeah, they'd throw the book across the room.
Exactly. But the philosophy is perfectly counterweighted by these highly physical, interactive elements. Like, you have these fliporama pages where you actually animate the action by flipping the paper back and forth to see a robot get smashed.
I love those.
They're great. And you have constant fourth wall breaking jokes where the characters actually acknowledge that they're in a book.
Right, so that physical interactivity, like the flipping pages and the absurd jokes, that is exactly what sneaks this deeper morality past a young reader's defenses.
Spot on.
They're just too busy laughing and playing with the physical book to realize they're absorbing a lesson on existential choice.
Exactly. And I think the evolution of Petey the cat proves that you really don't need to dumb things down for young readers.
No, not at all.
It shows kids that the world isn't neatly divided into good guys and bad guys. Morality is messy, people make mistakes.
Yeah, definitely.
And treating a young reader's intellect with that kind of respect, like letting them engage with the gray areas of right and wrong while just laughing at a cartoon cat, it's incredibly effective.
It really is. It's a great reminder that goodness in the Dogman universe isn't just a default setting you're born with. It's an active, meaningful choice that the characters genuinely have to struggle to make every single day.
Absolutely.
And that brings us to a final thought for you to mull over today. If a chaotic comic about a half-dog, half-cop can successfully tackle the complexities of nature versus nurture and redemption through a cloned cat, well, what other seemingly mindless pieces of children's media might be hiding deep philosophical debates in plain sight?